Welcome to Fast Effect Double Speed Magic the Gathering. Here we have Tyler on Ant versus Nick on Burn. That Mox Pearl playmat that was given out to our ELD Vintage Open champion. For time on camera with that. Duress going after Nick's hand. Gonna stop the enchantment. There's a bunch of options right now for Burn and those kind of flex slots. Various vortexes. I'm not actually sure which one's best. Probably depends on what the expected meta is. Exquisite Firecraft not seeing as much play as it was. I'm not sure what the optimal build to Burn is right now, but we got a Monastery Swiftspear turning sideways. I do believe that Price of Progress is one of the key cards in terms of figuring out your Burn build. If you don't think Price of Progress is strong, it's probably not time to be playing Burn. If you do like Price of Progress, obviously, you know, there's some tweaking to be done. However, there is a prowess build that you can run if you really, really love Burn and are just kind of locked into playing it no matter what. Then you can do some interesting stuff with Soul Scar Mage and Monastery Swift Spears with the various free spells that exist in Legacy. It's a heck of a modern deck, but you get a bunch of extra free spells like Fire Blast that can make good use of the Legacy card pool. And we've got some Dark Rituals, Infernal, Dark Ritual, Infernal, 2 more Dark Rituals in hand, a whole bunch of Storm count here. 5 mana, and this is going to be a huge Empty the Warrens. These Monastery Swiftspears not particularly good at playing defense, and they cannot hold back this entire team. It'll be 14 and then 12 coming in, so this is not ideal. Now, everything turning sideways. Tyler has some options here. He'll double block the Goblin Guide. Take just 2. Imagine just a couple of blockers kept back here. Oh, wow. Wow. Interesting. No blockers kept back. And Nick does not draw a second land. He's unable to get there. That was perhaps an unnecessary risk. Now, we don't have the life on the screen here, so I'm not positive the most damage that Nick could have done. Could have played at least 3 spells. Lightning Bolt, Fire Blast, let's say. That's 10. Plus the plus 4, that's 18. I mean, that's very much potential lethal. You know, we did see a duress earlier, so there's that. Perhaps that was not actually possible. But that may have been a risk. I don't know. Don't want to take Burn lightly. It can punish bad draws and imprecise decision making for sure. Big part of what it does. It is not an uncommon thing when someone loses the Burn to hear them talking about how it was just one more turn type talk where it's just like, oh, it was so close, like it just, if only this or that. It's like, yeah, I mean, that's why Burn exists. Things do go its way, especially if you don't play precisely. Admiring my own handiwork there with that vintage open mat. That Pearl really has quite a table presence. Other mats given out every weekend, pretty much. Do a open series event. Going to be airing the week before the Modern Open, August 21st. Going to be our Modern Open. August 28th will be Vintage. Got a team event coming up again in September, coming off of the heels of that. Finished that event yesterday. A lot of fun. Burn leads out with a Swift Spear, swing for one. Swift Spear, not the most exciting one drop, but you do need a one drop to complete the full 20 points of damage in most games. Goblin Guide can do a bit better, that you're guaranteed 2. Now, Swift Spear on later turns tends to be better, be accompanied by some extra spells. Chipping in for 1. To start. See if Nick has some additional creatures or if there's just going to be... Got to be Eidolon. Oh, double Rift Bolt. Wow. Next turn could be very dangerous, but against a deck like Ant, you might not get a next turn. Let's see what happens. The turn 1 Preordain. I can't get over some of the card choices here in Tyler's deck. Really beautiful. Very impressive. Original foil Japanese polluted delta's got to be to the moon now. Love that aspect of the game. It's somebody that works on a deck for years and years, and then sometimes out of nowhere you see cards going up exponentially. Now we've got a double Rift Bolt to the face. Monastery Swift Spear. Now a Lightning Bolt. And a Price of Progress. GG, son. That is a blistering fast finish. Third turn for Burn. Dead by a mile. Monastery Swift Spear just piles on a ton of extra damage. You're talking swinging for 5 with the creature alone. 9 with your bolts, and then 4 from a Price of Progress. Get out of there. Ant's going to be on the play and going to be hoping for a hand that can win on the first turn. Now, Burn's kind of main deck answer to the situation, it's not quite a Thalia, but Eidolon of the Great Revel is a 2-drop that will potentially stop Storm. Now, I say potentially because I have actually had games where my opponent has played a first-turn Eidolon in Vintage, for example, and literally just killed them on my turn. So they went turn 1, Mox Ruby, land, Eidolon, and my turn was play 9 spells and then a Tendrils. And that was, I'm not going to lie, pretty disappointing for them. It is absolutely doable. In Ant, you just have to play very precisely. Now, more often than not, they will have a turn 1 that kind of invalidates that line. You're able to, for example, connect with a Goblin Guide, and Eidolon is snagged with a Thoughtseize. Thoughtseize is left in. I actually don't like in this matchup. And I've played a lot of Ant. You don't really care about Eidolons that are in their hand. You only care about Eidolons that are on the battlefield. I'm much happier with Abrupt Decays, Assassin's Trophies, Chain of Vapors, things that can actually remove permanents. We got a Wishclaw Talisman. Card's very, very strong in this type of situation, allowing you to invest the mana on a previous turn. So if mana's tight, you end up being able to tutor for only 1 mana. Ooh, double Goblin Guide. Love that. Infernal Tutor has been scouted out. Burn is aware of it. Potentially does not care. just going to keep on with its game plan of turning things sideways and throwing stuff at Tyler's face till he stops moving. Brainstorm could be big. He's got the built-in shuffle effect with a Wish Claw. Fetches. Basics everywhere after Price of Progress slapped him on the wrist last game. And there it is, extending the hand. Passing back a full fistful of Burn still there, ready to go. As Burn bests one of the fastest, most feared combo decks in the format.